Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to discuss important questions on Mendelism and Classical Genetics, right? They are very important for the NEET and other competitive examination, right? If red flower color is dominant to white flower color, which of the following statements is correct? All red flowered plants from the red flowered plants, a few red flowered plants from the red flower plants, only white flowered plants from the white flowered plants, a ratio of white to red flowered hybrid plants is 1:1. Statement third is correct. Why were pea plants more suitable than dogs for Mendel's experiment? There were no pedigree records of dogs. Pea plants can be self-fertilized. All pea plants have only 2 chromosomes. Dogs have many genetic traits. Second option is correct. Pea plants can be self-fertilized. Which of the following terms represents a pair of contrasting characters or factors? Allele, phenotype, homozygous, heterozygous. It is allele. If the opposite alleles come together, if the opposite alleles come together, one of these expresses itself masking the other. This fact is described as law of dominance, inheritance, limiting factors, segregation. It is the law of dominance. First option is correct. Capital R is crossed with smaller. All the capital R and smaller offsprings are pink. This is an indication that R gene is hybrid recessive incompletely dominant mutant. It is incompletely dominant. Gregor Mendel is famous for discovery of penicillium, laws of heredity, mutation theory, cell theory. It is laws of heredity. Hybridization in pre-Mendelian era did not take place in nature, was unsuccessful when attempted by scientists, did not result in any effective change in nature, occurred in nature but the phenomenon was not known, was unsuccessful when attempted by scientists. Mendel was lucky in choosing pea plants for his experiment for explaining the laws of inheritance because of pea plants belong to the family Leguminosae. Pea plants show red colored flowers. Pea plants have round seeds which have large amount of protein. The 7 characters he selected were located upon different pairs of chromosomes. Fourth option is correct. Progeny of a hybrid plant breed to resemble maternal plants. Segregate resemble paternal plant. The correct option is segregate. Unit of inheritance is called gene, phenotype, chromosome, genotype. It is gene. A true breeding tall and smooth seeded pea plant is crossed with true breeding dwarf and wrinkled seeded plant. The fact that F1 plants were all tall demonstrates principle of assortment of characters, that recombination of characters appear in F2 generation, that P tall plants were heterozygous, that tall plant was dominant to dwarfness. Fourth option is correct, that tallness was dominant to dwarfness. The fact that F1 plants, when back crossed with the recessive parent type, yielded 4 types of plants in equal proportions proved that the F1 plants produced 4 types of gametes in 9:3:3:1 ratio. 4 types of gametes in equal numbers, 2 types of gametes in 3:1 ratio, 3 types of gametes in 3:1:1:1. Second option is correct, 4 types of gametes in equal numbers. Mule is a hybrid offspring of male and female donkey, cow and ox, horse and donkey, male and female horses. It is horse and donkey. If a tall plant is crossed with a dwarf plant, this type of cross is called dihybrid, reciprocal, trihybrid. It is monohybrid. If F1 progeny of a cross of tall with dwarf plant are tall, it indicates that the character of tallness is dominant, recessive, mutant, sex-linked. It is dominant. A true breeding tall pea plant crossed with a true breeding dwarf plant pea plant yielded tall F1 plants, which on selfing produced seeds of 787 tall and 277 dwarf plants. F2 generation. The F1 plants were homozygous, heterozygous, hemizygous, dizygous. They are heterozygous. If heterozygous tall plant is crossed with a homozygous dwarf plant, the proportion of dwarf progeny will be 25%, 100%, 75%, 50%. It is 50%. The term gene was first used by Johnson, Mendel, Cuvier, Lamarck. It is by the Johnson. Branch of biology dealing with the heredity or similarities and dissimilarities between individuals related by descent is eugenics, genetics, evolution, ecology. It is genetics. Genetic complement is called genotype, phenotype, alleles, dominant. It is genotype. How many genes a child receives from its father? 25%, 50%, 75%, 10%. It is 50%. Visible characteristics of an organisms are called phenotype, genotype, homozygous, heterozygous. It is phenotype. The scientist who first experimentally studied and proposed the law of heredity was Muller, Cuvier, Mendel, Hook. It is Mendel. Due to incomplete dominance, a cross between blue and white Andalusian fowls results in 50% blue and 50% black fowls, 20% blue and 75% white fowls, 25% black and 75% white fowls, and it is 50% blue and 50% white. Fourth option is correct, 50% blue and 50% white fowls. The law of dominance was postulated by Lamarck, Darwin, De Vries, Mendel. It is the Mendel. In Drosophila, red eye character is dominant over Y eye character when a homozygous red-eyed individual is crossed with a homozygous white-eyed individual. An individual of F1 generation are interested individuals are produced, white-eyed individuals of these will be 3, 6, 9, 12. It is 3. Two homologous genes are identical in genotype called homozygous, hemizygous, heterozygous, none of this. It is homozygous. Inheritance of skin color in mammals is usually monogenic, multiple fission, polygenic, pseudoallelism. It is polygenic. In a dihybrid cross, F2 ratio is 9 raised to 7, 9 raised to 3 raised to 3 raised to 1, 15 raised to 1, 13 raised to 1. It is 9 raised to 3 raised to 3 raised to 1. Segregation of alleles takes place during meiosis, cleavage, fertilization, crossing over. It is meiosis. Before proposing his theory, Mendel knew nothing about factors and genes, knew that all factors are carried by genes, knew about chromosomes but not about genes, knew nothing about chromosomes and genes. Law of independent assortment can be proved on the basis of which of the following ratio? 3 raised to 1, 2 raised to 1 raised to 1, 9 raised to 3 raised to 3 raised to 1, 2 raised to 1. It is 9 raised to 3 raised to 3 raised to 1. Law of segregation and dominance were given by Darwin, Morgan, Mendel, De Vries. It is by the Mendel. When a hybrid with genetic constitution of capital R, small r, capital T, small t is crossed with small r, small t, the phenotypic ratio of offsprings will be 9 raised to 3 raised to 3 raised to 1, 1 raised to 1 raised to 1 raised to 1, 1 raised to 1, 3 raised to 1. Correct option is second, 1 raised to 1 raised to 1 raised to 1. Genotypic ratio in F2 generation of a monohybrid cross will be 3 raised to 1, 1 raised to 1, 1 raised to 2, 1 raised to 2 raised to 1. It is 1 raised to 2 raised to 1. Mendel conducted hybridization experiments with wild pea, pigeon pea, garden pea, chickpea. It is with the garden pea. When an allele fails to express itself in the presence of the other allele, the former is said to be recessive, dominant, codominant, complementary. It is recessive. A plant with round seeds are crossed with a plant with the wrinkled seeds. If former plant is heterozygous, which of these agrees the expected? 301 round and 100 wrinkle, 305 round and 301 wrinkle, 90 round and 300 wrinkle, 200 round and 90. Second option is correct, 305 round and 301 wrinkle. A cross used ascertain whether a dominant is homozygous or heterozygous is termed monohybrid reciprocal back cross linkage cross. It is called back cross. Which genotypes represents a true dihybrid condition? Capital T, capital R, smaller, small t, capital R, smaller, capital T, small t, small r, smaller. It is the first one, dihybrid, capital T, capital R, small r. The seeds taken by Mendel in his dihybrid cross were green round and yellow wrinkled, yellow round and green wrinkled, red round and yellow wrinkled, none of the. Second option is correct, yellow round and green wrinkled. Mendel did not postulate about dominance, segregation, linkage, independent assortment. It is linkage. When Mendel crossed a red flower dominant with a white flowered recessive plant, the plants of F1 generation were all white flowered, all red flowered, 75% white, 25% red, 50% white, and 50% red. Second option is correct, all red flowered. Which methodology of Mendel was different from his predecessor in breeding experiments and was the main reason of his success? He studied inheritance of single traits at a time. He studied inheritance of several traits together. He collected all data carefully. He was capable of analyzing collected data mathematically. First option is correct. He studied inheritance of single traits at a time. One gene, one enzyme concept was given by Watson and Crick, Beadle and Totem, Liderberg and Totem, Khorana. It is given by Beadle and Totem. The ratio of genotype capital A, capital A, capital B, capital B, capital A, capital A, capital B, small b, capital A, small a, capital B, capital B, and small a, small a, small b in F2 generation of a dihybrid cross of capital A, capital A, capital B, and small a, small b will be 3 raised to 3 raised to 1 raised to 1, 9 raised to 3 raised to 3 raised to 1, 1 raised to 2 raised to 2 raised to 1, 1 raised to 1 raised to 1 raised to 1. Third option is correct, 1 raised to 2 raised to 2 raised to 1. In a dihybrid cross, four phenotypes form in the ratio of 9 raised to 3 raised to 3 raised to 1 because of dominance of one phenotype in each pair of contrasting character, independent assortment of the genes of contrasting trait, gene crossing over, mixed effect of dominance and independent assortment. Second option is correct, independent assortment of the genes of contrasting traits. Mendel's law are applicable only when genes of traits are linked, parents are pure breeding, a pair of contrasting traits depend upon other pair of contrasting traits, offsprings of F1 generation or of two type. Second option is correct, parents are pure breeding. An allele is said to be dominant if it is expressed in both homozygous and heterozygous condition. It is expressed only in second generation. It is expressed only in heterozygous condition. It is expressed only in homozygous condition. First option is correct. It is expressed in both homozygous and heterozygous condition. When a red flowered plant was crossed, when a red flowered plant was crossed with a white flowered plant, F1 generation consisted of majority of red flowered plant. Genes for red flower were recessive, dominant, sex-linked, assorted. Correct option is dominant. Mendel was born in Austria, Russia, Britain, Czechoslovakia. He is born in Austria. Independent assortment of Mendel was proved by monohybrid cross, incomplete dominance, dihybrid cross, back cross. It is the dihybrid cross. Law of dominance and recessiveness was the result of back cross, incomplete dominance, dihybrid cross, monohybrid cross. It is monohybrid cross. F2 generation can be obtained from F1 generation by crossing P1 recessive and F1 generation plants, by crossing P1 dominant and F1 generation plants, by selfing F1 generation plants, none of these. It is the third option, by selfing F1 generation plants. Correct option is this. Monohybrid cross is a cross between two individuals differing in one trait, F1 individuals with a parent, two individuals of two different traits, two individuals differing in two traits. First option is correct, two individuals differing in one trait. Mendel studied inheritance for 7 pairs of characters. For a study of independent assortment, 7 characters can be arranged in 21 possible pairs. If you are told that in one of these 21 pairs, independent assortment was not observed in repeated later studies, what would be your reaction? It is impossible. Mendel might not have studied all the 21 combinations. All later workers might have committed mistakes. Mendel's principle of independent assortment may be wrong. Third option, all later workers might have committed mistakes. In a cross between a pure tall pea plant with a green pod and a pure short plant with yellow pod, how many short plants out of 16 are expected in F2 generation? 1, 4, 9, 3. Correct option is 4. Process of mating individuals which are more closely related than an average of the population to which they belong is called self-breeding, hybridization, heterosis, inbreeding. It is inbreeding. A plant with capital A, capital B, small b composition on self-pollinating results in which of the following genotype frequencies among the dominant and phenotypes? It is 1 raised to 1 raised to 1 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2 raised to 2 raised to 3, 1 raised to 2 raised to 2 raised to 4, 1 raised to 2 raised to 2 raised to 1. Third option is correct, 1 raised to 2 raised to 2 raised to 4. Characteristics of offsprings come 75% from father, 25% from mother, 25% from father, 75% from mother, 50% from each parent, none of these. Third option, 50% from each parent. Mendel's law of segregation was derived from test cross, monohybrid cross, back cross, dihybrid. It is monohybrid cross. Test cross is a cross between F1 with dominant P, F1 with recessive P, F1 with dominant or recessive P. F1 individuals are not crossed. Second option is correct, F1 with recessive P. Phenomenon in which an allele of one gene suppresses activity of an allele of another gene is known as dominance inactivation, epistasis, suppression. The correct option is epistasis. Alleles that produce independent effects in their heterozygous condition are called epistatic, complementary, supplementary, codominant. The correct option is codominant. I hope everything is clear to you. Again, we will meet in the next video with more important question for the NEET aspirants. Thank you.